Hey everybody, it's the Herb Guy with the Elder Herb Shop. Welcome back to Where Science Meets Nature, a channel where we discuss the medicinal value of plants and other natural substances found in nature all around us, with a little bit of science thrown in for good measure. Today, I'd like to talk about plants that can help with depression. So, if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the world around you, you've noticed that there's a lot of anger and resentment, and most importantly, a lot of fear. Fear does lead to depression. Anger sometimes leads to depression, and none of it is really good for your health, and there's tons of science that says that. So, are there any plants that grow that could help with that? There are. Now, I just spent an hour looking in our driveway for one in particular. Let me get down kind of low for you, if you can see it. This plant right here. This is called pineapple weed. Chemically, it's identical to chamomile. It has tiny little flowers. They will get kind of yellowish like chamomile does. The leaves are also very similar to chamomile. On a chemical level, it has all the same properties that chamomile does, and they are part of the same family. And if you crush the flower up like this and smell that, it smells just like pineapple. Now, the good thing about this particular plant, and chamomile in general, is it is somewhat of a depressant, if you're trying to use chemical terms, in that it helps to relax the body, and it makes it so your body produces serotonin a little bit better. And it's a good plant. I mean, pineapple weed grows everywhere. Chamomile you can grow in your flower bed. You take the flowers, take the leaf, and you make teas out of it, and they're really, really beneficial for you. There's another one here. We didn't have a whole lot this year that showed up, but that's a really good plant. There's another really good plant that grows everywhere. It is used virtually everywhere in the world, except of course in the United States, for depression and anxiety. It's found everywhere. It doesn't like a lot of competition, so you'll usually see it either growing along the edge of woods, or it will grow in the woods itself, but you'll find it along paths, usually in the middle of the path, because as I said, they don't really like competition. It's called St. John's wort. Now, even if you don't really know anything about herbs, you've probably heard of that one. It is easily one of the most recognizable, at least name-wise, herbs on the planet. Now, we have a little patch of it that we've been cultivating for, I think this is our third year. And though we don't really spend a lot of time cultivating wild herbs, we do like to keep this one around. And this here is St. John's wort. If I can get a close-up on the flower. Camera keeps wanting to try to take care of my hand. St. John's wort, you can tell, is one of those kind of plants where the leaves will go, sideways, 90-degree angle, every level down. It just kind of goes around. This plant is very plentiful, as you can see. We have tons of it now. We didn't used to. And we're not just keeping St. John's wort in here, though it's a really great plant. There are other plants out there that do a lot of things. But the cool thing about St. John's wort is it's one of those kind of plants that actually affects the biochemical structure of your brain. It's not something where you take it and it makes you go to sleep, or you take it and it gives you an uplifting feeling. I mean, it kind of does, but not the way you think. How St. John's wort works is it makes it so your brain itself produces all the good feeling chemicals easier. It makes it easier for the brain to do that. So the serotonin, the dopamine, norepinephrine, I mean, there's a lot of chemicals that your brain produces in order to make you feel better. And what St. John's wort does is it makes it so your brain doesn't have to work so hard to produce those, thereby improving your mood. There's another plant that you've probably heard of, maybe even eat them on a regular basis, but they have real mood-altering potential, and that's called goji berries, or lychee berries, depending on who you are and what you listen to. Goji berries, you can usually find them at a store. Walmart sells them. They're like $16 a pound, a little spendy. But 1 ounce of goji berries not only has a ton of protein and key amino acids that you would need, you know, for your body to function properly, but there's also some chemicals in there, or compounds I should say, that allow your brain to function more efficiently. And that's really how herbs that do those kinds of things work. They don't, you know, other than marijuana, I mean, they don't typically just make you feel good. They make your body work in the way it's supposed to work so you feel good. What I'd like to do is I'm going to head back to the office here and we'll talk some science. I'll pull up a couple of studies and we'll let you guys see what I'm looking at. You can read them for yourself. There'll be links to the studies in the description below, and you can go there and read them. You can always leave comments and let me know what you think. But at this point, I'm going to get out of the woods. As you can see, we are out of the woods now. We get out of the woods and we're going to head up that way and go straight to the office and we'll talk some science. Give me a minute. Here's a little better picture of some pineapple weed. Alright, so I've included a link to this article down below, and the two primary parts that are the most important for the sake of this particular video is the stress and anxiety and the immune system benefits of pineapple weed. Now, I went ahead and included some trials for chamomile, which is chemically identical to pineapple weed. If you get the two together and you smell them side by side, you'll know that that pretty much is the same plant. And there have been trials that have done with that. They have the same chemical constituents. Now, using the Hamilton Depression Rating Questionnaire, when they were doing clinical trials in regards to using chamomile, they found that in the current study, the research team observed a significantly greater reduction over time in the total HAM-D scores for chamomile versus placebo in all participants. And overall, they found that everybody that used the chamomile, whether it was comorbid depression or right, quote-unquote, regular depression, it helped and it reduced depression over time in all participants. Now, of course, this study was done all the way back in 2009, but that's 11 years, and in 11 years they've actually done many more studies in regards to the benefits of chamomile and depression. And typically speaking, it's mixed with other herbs like valerian, or the next herb I'm about ready to talk about. Now, the Mayo Clinic says that several studies support the therapeutic benefit of St. Johnswort in treating mild to moderate depression. In fact, some research has shown that the supplement to be as effective as several prescription antidepressants. But because St. Johnswort causes many drug interactions, it might not be an appropriate choice, particularly if you take any prescription drugs. Now, the reason why I think that is because typically speaking, you're taking a drug like that because your brain doesn't work properly. Okay, and so here's what St. Johnswort does. On a biochemical level, it makes your brain work better. It makes it work more efficiently, so it's producing all those chemicals the way it's supposed to. Well, if you're taking drugs, you're taking them because your brain doesn't work, and if you use the St. Johnswort, the drugs won't be as effective or could interact poorly. And according to the way the studies work, positive evidence of antidepressant effects has been found with St. Johnswort preparations, extract fractions, and single constituents. And there's no real single constituent that works. It has to be the whole herb, the total blend, which is what makes your brain produce everything the way it's supposed to produce it, which gives you the feelings that you're supposed to have. And now we're going to move right along to goji berry. And for this, it's up to you to do a little research of your own. I want you to click on the link below that says, what are the health benefits of goji berries? This link will lead to a Healthline article written in August of 2018 that lists 7 medicinal benefits of goji berries, and one of those benefits is mood enhancement. Now go check it out. I think you'll find that some of that information will be rather surprising. And I think I've about talked myself out once again, and we've come to that part of the video where I ask you to please give a like and a share, and if you want to continue receiving these videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out. And of course, if you have any comments or suggestions, or there's some content that you'd like to see, let us know in the comments below and we'll try to get that video out for you. Thank you for watching. Everybody have a great day from the Elder Herb Shop. Stay safe.